my channel. My name is Emmy and today I wanted to show you all my plants. I have somewhere around 50 total if you count like all the seedlings and everything. It's a mix of like my indoor collection and my outdoor collection. My outdoor one, I guess you wouldn't call it a collection so much as a garden because I have a lot of like fruits and veggies that I'm growing. If you all like this video, I will do a plant tour of the outside plants in my next video. So this is what my indoor plant setup currently looks like. I've got my mini greenhouse, I've got some seedlings going down at the bottom, I've got my Pothos and my not mini Monstera, it's a full-size Monstera. I just have not repotted it and need to. And I've got a couple down there as well. The floor is a little bit of a mess because I've been painting in here, so please don't mind. So starting off on the top rack here, I have my pinstripe calathea. This was one of my, I think, second plants. It's really funny because I didn't realize that calatheas were actually harder to take care of. I hear a lot of complaints from people about its care and the fact that they're constantly crispy or they're constantly dying. I personally have not had any issues with it since I first got it. It's a beautiful plant. It's still in its original pot, I think. Nah, there's no roots coming out, so no need, I guess, for repotting soon. I'm still learning how to fully time that. This right here is my string of hearts. It is very long now. I'd say it's a total of 3 feet, maybe 3.5 feet. I got this one from a plant sale, the nursery that's near my house. I think it was their 40th anniversary about a month ago, and I just got this one for 20% off along with a few others. Absolutely love it. It has grown so fast. I got it when it was this long, and within a week it had grown that much. Like, if you are somebody who is looking for a very fast growing plant, this is the one for you. I have never had a plant grow faster than this one. Back here, I have my Arabica. It really needs watering because it's just a thirsty boy, and of course it's right near the window. It's coffee. It's a coffee plant. I'm really big on growing just different plants that, you know, I can get utility from in the future. Like, this is one that I'm planning to have for the long haul, that I can eventually grow my own coffee. And I also have a banana tree downstairs. So if y'all really want to see my outdoor plants, let me know and I'll give you guys a video of the banana tree and the rest of my outdoor plants. Right here is my sort of mini variety of the wandering dude. My friend Hannah gave these to me actually. She showed up to hang out like, I want to say a month ago or whatever, and just had some plant cuttings. She originally gave me my Cebu, which is this one right down here, and I absolutely love it. I'm letting it climb because I want to make sure that the leaves open up. I really like how the opened up Cebu looks. I found a variegated variety that was like a plant node a while ago, but I killed it because that was my first prop and probably should not have done that as one of my first props ever. I can't just cry about it. I mean, I guess I could, but it's whatever, I swear. But I love this Cebu. Hannah's been great on giving me little props. She also hooked me up with my Pothos over here that was like really short before. I guess it wasn't getting enough light, didn't have any variegation. These leaves used to have way more variegation than they do now, but I guess they've lost it because they're no longer in the medium bright light all day. That was my past office, or that was in my past office, but these are starting to really, you know, wind down. Like it's crawling towards the light, which I really like because it was taking forever to vine, like forever. Like, I have had this for maybe 3 or 4 months now and there just were no vines, so happy to see it finally growing. Now we go back to the plant stand. Down here with my Cebu is the Marble Queen Pothos. I got this one at Lidl. It was one of the plants that they had on sale for like $3 or $4 because I've noticed, I think it's Costa Farms has really stepped up their presence in every freaking department store. I kind of don't like that vibe. I mean, I like the being able to get cheap plants here and there. I'm not a huge fan of the mass, you know, dispersion of plants and seeing them on pallets at Target in very low fluorescent light and just looking very sad because these are creatures too. I mean, not creatures, but you know, they're still living beings, and it's still frustrating to see them in spaces where they're not fully getting the care that they need, like a nursery. Right here, I've got my dwarf umbrella plant. This was a Wegmans buy, again, Costa Farms. I think it was only like $5. It's hard because it's like I don't want to buy to support these companies that are bringing in plants and just kind of letting them die on store shelves, but at the same time, it's a really cheap plant and I really want to rescue it from its, you know, misery. But, you know, you win some, you lose some. Everything's fine. Over here, I've got my begonia. I originally had it in the pot that my other wandering dude is in now. It didn't seem like it was getting enough light from hanging in the corner there, and it just didn't seem happy. It was getting all of this like crappy growth. It had a lot of dead leaves that I'm still pulling out from the damage of being over in that section, but it's way happier now. Like the leaves are growing like crazy. Very, very thirsty all the time, constantly having to manage its crispiness, but it's a great plant otherwise. This one right here was the first one in my plant collection. It is a Pink Wishes Aglaonema. I got it at the nursery that was near my old job. I just thought it was so cool because it's just this bright pink plant. I'd never seen anything like it before, and of course it was like my first time going into a nursery where I no longer had any plant blindness whatsoever, and the house plant blindness had come off. All I wanted was just some cool ass plants. That was how it started. It's a very slow grower. That's actually why I started buying more plants, was because this one just grows so freaking slow. It's put out, I think, 3 leaves total since I bought it. It usually puts out anywhere from 5 to 6 leaves a year. The species does, at least. So I'm expecting a couple more leaves to come out. It's slow, and then I had one of the leaves that I thought was fine just die on me. The rest of the plant seems to be fine. But like I said, very slow grower. So this one on the windowsill right here is a mini elephant ear. This one, as well as the orchid in the corner over there, I rescued from work. When I started becoming obsessed with plants and bringing all of my plants to work, one of my friends, or actually no, it was my department lead, came up to me and was like, hey, we've got these plants that have been sitting in the corner. Nobody really takes care of them. They're dying, and I figure they'll actually stay alive if they're with you. That's how I got, especially this orchid. As you can see, the elephant ear looked pretty fine. I don't know if it's just that they're super drought resistant or what. Even when I forget to water it, which is literally all the time, it's fine. Like it's pretty resilient. But when it comes to like the orchid, when I first bought it, it was like completely just, it had one leaf. The one leaf looked really sad. It looked like it was on its last leg. You can see like all of this like dead growth. It had all of like the tendrils that were coming out of it, and I trimmed those down so that the plant could focus its energy on just getting that root system healed up, getting more energy going to that leaf. It's freaking thriving completely. I'm really, really happy that I was able to bring it back to life, considering a lot of people tend to kill orchids. So it's nice to know that I can keep alive, apparently, the very killable plants. Right here is a fiddle leaf fig. That's one I got from the grocery store. If you're familiar with Giant Foods, they have started to sell tropical plants as well. Thank you again, Costa Farms. It took a long time for it to start putting out any leaves. One of my friends who worked at a garden center, she was telling me how that's just kind of the case with fiddle leaf figs, where all of a sudden they have growth and it just comes out of nowhere and they start growing. When I first bought it, it was something with the way that they were taking care of it and like the lack of sunlight, or I think it was actually the soil. It was just really, really poor, muddy soil. It wasn't growing at all when I first got it. I was like, okay, what gives? It's been like 2 or 3 months. There's no growth. There's gotta be something wrong with root rot or something. So that was my first time ever experiencing like repotting and just going through and making sure that the roots were cleaned off and then just repotting it with everything. And I was so afraid I was going to kill it. I was like, this is, you know, I know fiddle leaf figs tend to be pretty sensitive. Some people really struggle with them as well. When I started seeing that growth, I was like, yes, like I freaking did it. Like it bounced back. It's happy. It's growing again. It's still not a very fast grower, but that's just the plant itself. I'm just happy to see any growth whatsoever. Then back here, this one was a rescue. Peep the Dwayne the Squirtle Johnson that my friend 3D printed for me. This is a red Aglaonema. I rescued this from the clearance section at Walmart. It was not watered, it was not getting enough sunlight, and I hate the mass manufacturing of plants and shit. Like, hey, can we treat them like living beings? This is not just, it's not like an iPhone, it's not like bedding or anything like that. It's not an object, it's a plant. So if y'all can't tell by me ranting about it constantly, it drives me nuts seeing like big corporations bringing in plants, because it's great, we have access to them and everything, but it's so frustrating to see the lack of care that they're given. Down here is my Hawaiian cordyline. It is absolutely beautiful. I got him for $15 at the same nursery that I got my pink Aglaonema from. He's been doing great. I love how it has this very like double helix thing going on with how the leaves will pattern outwards. When you look at it from certain angles, it just looks like the spiraling staircase that just goes up. It's definitely one of my favorites. Down here is my Blue Lotus fern. I got him at Home Depot. Oh, Home Depot. I have a love-hate with Home Depot just because I get so many of mine from these different corporations because, of course, they're more affordable and everything. Honestly, guys, go out and support your local nursery because the plant care that these plants get when they're at these corporations just aren't good. And if you're gonna get them from like the clearance section, you know? Like, make sure that when you're buying your plants that they're coming from an ethical source. I kind of got in on like the whole pandemic plant craze a little bit late. So when the pandemic started, I became obsessed with like everything survival and homesteading. Learned how to farm, how to fish, how to grow my own food and everything. I learned how to forage. I learned a lot about herbalism, and I just wanted to start making more videos on this channel about all of these things because they're my passion, and I know that there's a lot of people out there who are either on that path or they really, really want to learn how. That's the kind of content that I want to make on this channel. If you're interested in seeing more in that, let me know in the comments below. As well, let me know if you want to see another video. I can give you guys a tour of my outdoor plants and show you what my garden's like and the steps that it has taken to grow them. Just let me know in the comments down below. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.